What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 32 of Unfinished Business. My name is Taylor, joined as always by Corey and Matt. Tyler has been removed from the podcast due to creative differences. F in the chat for Tyler. We got some banger topics tonight. We're going to go back over the Swedish Open. James Proctor did get his dub, in which I said I would get emotional. Turns out I lied. I did not shed a tear. Sorry to any previous listeners of the podcast. We're going to talk about Silva Sarnen just winning everything. Pentakill 5 in a row. We've got some buy or sell random disc golf topics, and then we've got Des Moines coming up this weekend, which we'll make some picks for. Hopefully Tyler comes in for that. But yeah, we'll start it off with the Swedish Open recap. I and millions of others around the globe were super excited to see Paul McBeth shoot the hot round one, and then he just fell off the face of the earth in round two. And then he reminded us he's the GOAT again in round three with the comeback. But that's enough about Paul. James Proctor comes out with the dub. Silva Sarnen comes out with the dub. Any initial thoughts, reactions from the crowd?
Dude, first of all, you can't be telling people Tyler left from creative differences, because that's the kind of real drama that the disc golf world has.
Yeah.
And the creative differences in the disc golf world would actually be us arguing about the new logo. And they'd be like, get him out of here for this one. Get him out of here for this one. I watched a little bit. I also got kind of excited. I watched a little bit of the live and I was like, wait, my GOAT, Paul McBeth, is back. Like, Paul McBeth is not my GOAT, to be clear, but I am excited when he goes crazy or plays well. And then I just checked after day two and I was like, where did he go, man? Where did he go?
I think Paul is currently in his like Tiger Woods phase where all he has to do is shoot like decent one round. And everyone already assumes, like, all right,
he's back.
He's back. No one can take him. No one can take him. So,
yeah, and that is like, that's what he's been saying, right? He's been saying, like, it feels like one or two rounds are coming together and not the whole event's coming together.
Yeah.
Or before it feels like my form's not coming together. I'm not hitting my hit points. Now he's got that. Now he's like, I just can't get all the rounds to track together. So,
I definitely think he is going to in the near future. But in the meantime, the proctologist.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to pull up one thing real quick, and this is my James Proctor takeaway. Round one, 93% C1X putting, but only 25 in C2. You know, he made one. That's okay. Round two, 71% from C2. Round three, 60% from C2. This guy was draining everything. It was insane. The putting was just, I mean, it's a great time to put out a signature series putter and then do that on the course. Is all I'm going to say. Because I already putt with alpacas and I was like, dang, I need some more alpacas.
I wonder if he like figured out like maybe C2 is how to win. And then he just turned it on.
Dude, it actually is, though.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question. How much? Yeah. How much do you guys how real do you feel this win is looking at the field?
Maso Menos, I think it'll help mentally to win. I never think that is a bad thing. But it's not, it's not a major. I wouldn't even put it up with like a US full field pro tour. I definitely think that he figured something out. Putts were going in and it'll help his confidence moving forward. But it's not quite like, it's definitely in my mind above, a Silver Series win of like previous years, but it's definitely not
a Silva series.
It's definitely not in my mind like a full pro tour win as far as like the weighting of how thick it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Would you agree with that, Corey?
Yeah. I mean, we don't actually know how good all of the Europeans are. So we don't really have anything to compare it to. Now, if we had the comparison of everyone that was in the field, but the equivalent of the US, then we'd be able to kind of like match that and then compare it. But right now, yeah, we don't. So he still won. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Yeah,
Proctor
Scott
got
makes
a win.
a great point in the chat. 10 years from now, no one will mention, Calvin wasn't there, whoever X wasn't there. It's James Proctor won the event. And that's what people will remember.
Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. And we did it. I mean, there was people there. Calvin was there, actually.
Yeah.
Just wasn't around the top.
Yeah,
And there was
I
other
mean, it's
like
crazy too. Like, it feeds into something else I guess I've been thinking about recently. But like 5 years ago, if you looked at the standings of the Pro Tour, like the ecology of the Pro Tour, like Ricky, Calvin, Paul, Eagle, I would have never guessed that things played out the way they did. I guess like Ricky's still the only one that's kind of like been consistently relevant through that entire piece of time. So it's interesting. But yeah, Calvin was the first name that came to mind, and instantly I was like, oh yeah, but he was there. He just didn't do anything.
how did I not know Ricky played this too? What in the world, bro? I'm missing pros.
They're on
left and right.
vacation.
They are on
Yeah,
vacation.
I definitely think it's hard. Like, I do think it's a big plus for like James has been in Europe for a while now, whereas for a lot of the American guys over there, it was their first event. So still probably some jet lag travel stuff that they're.
Now, do you
going
really
through.
think that matters?
I
What
personally
matters,
do.
jet lag?
Yeah.
Like, how bad is jet lag actually going to take you out?
I think pretty bad. I'm doing a crazy mid podcast.
Oh, we're throwing a
camera
frisbee.
this-
We're throwing frisbees.
I don't. Okay. Yeah, but like, if your jet lag has messed you up, it's messed every part of you up. Yeah, we're throwing frisbee, but like we're throwing.
But
frisbee,
did they land like the day of or the day before?
Yeah, Calvin did. Calvin landed the night.
Okay, well
before.
then that's why he. But
Yeah.
most of those guys probably landed like at least a few days out to get a practice run.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with anyone else, but I'm saying I think it does have an effect. I wouldn't say close to it. Scott, I know we said that for the first couple events for Paul last year. We kind of did it as like a hopefully maybe we got the first.
Oh,
Paul's
like,
getting out there getting beat by Joey Tamale. Right?
we were like maybe it was just jet lag, and then the next event came and it'd been like a week, and we're like, well maybe it's just.
Man, he's
lag.
really jet lagged.
Yeah, and
really
that part is obvious. But I think Bradley made a video. I think Calvin rolled up to the tournament. They lost his bag in coverage or right before the tournament started. And so he was just standing at the airport for like ages after getting there the night before. And he's playing the first round blind or something. I don't even remember. I heard that excuse specifically. I heard it from Grip Locked, which I think Grip Locked are definitely people who are like, they're wanting to see Paul win, right? Because that's the time frame they grew up in. And then that excuse just got chipped away more and more from them, where they're like, we can't really opt. He's been there for a month. You think we can count this as, but yeah, just a couple people there.
I mean, saying that Nicholas Antel has been there a while, he shot 995.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sometimes
it's pretty good.
That's life.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. Did people? So Scott's saying when he won, no one made excuses for the rest of the field like they are against Proctor. Do you guys feel like that's valid? Did people make excuses?
I feel like that's pretty valid. I don't remember specifically anyone saying, like jet lag or time frame or the being a component. I also can't remember what I ate yesterday.
Yeah, that might be the case. Yeah, I don't remember it one way or the other. But I don't know. You might be right, Scott. You might be right there.
Paul's world, we're just living in it.
That is true.
Over in FPO, we see quite less North American women headed over and playing, especially these earlier ones. Typically, it's like just kind of the European Opens of the world. But saying that, the strength of the FPO field the past few years has been European, and we're seeing just domination of the current field by Silva Sarnen. I kind of just roll right into that's something I had written down is, do you guys think when we do get Kristen Tatar back in the field, do you guys think that Silva Sarnen is a legitimate threat to win over Kristen Tatar in the upcoming event?
The way I was watching her putt and even throw, I think so. I think she needs to get a little bit more distance under her belt, but her putting's really good.
Yeah,
and also I watched her in the bag, and I don't know what she was saying.
for the event, round 1 and round 3 were both 100% C1X. Round 2, she just missed one blemish on the C1X.
Yeah.
That's something I think has been lacking in the FPO game for a long time. I think that's been a big differentiator between like the quality of FPO and MPO is just the putting. So like seeing someone come in and excel at that is heartening. I definitely think if anything is going to hold her back, it's going to be distance. But you know, a lot of, I think previously when we saw like Paige dominate and people that, you know, there weren't specific FPO layouts a lot of the time at events. It was just, they would play from MPO. So distance was a huge advantage. I think rightly so right now, it's becoming less of an advantage because we are seeing more courses designed specifically for FPO. So in my mind, that makes putting just all the more important, just even more important as we progress in the game. So I do think she'll have a lot of success in the future.
But I still think like if she putts just as well as Kristen, if Kristen has more distance, then it's gonna like that's where the scale tips. Is like if she can get the same distance as Kristen, she already has the putting down, or at least sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think I agree with Corey for the most part. It is kind of cool because of how specific the FPO field is. Like, it's not like she's beating an empty field or what we consider an empty field out there. You've got the European players there, which is typically your big heads up. The only people back home are Holland Hanley, Missy Gannon, Owens Goggins, and maybe you throw Ella Hansen in there.
Ella was actually at this event in your so.
Oh, she was, and she still got cooked. So hey, doesn't even matter there.
Cooked.
But no, I would love to see her play more against Kristen, especially, dude. That's got to be a crazy confidence boost to go. What, she's 5 in a row first places. I mean, yeah. What, 3 of those are A tiers, but they're all DGPT silver events. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that is wild. A side note on this one that I had, it's funny. I saw this meme earlier, just posted earlier. I honestly have not watched her in the bag. I didn't even know who she was sponsored by. And I saw a screenshot earlier that if you go to the MVP Pro Shop, there is only one disc with Silva Sarnen's name on it. Is MVP fumbling the bag? What's going on here? We need some more discs with Silva Sarnen's name on it.
Dude, apparently they have more coming, but they aren't sending any to Finland, which is where she's from. So the only way to buy it is to go on MVP's Pro Shop and order it and pay like triple cost for ships. But yeah, they might be fumbling the bag. I don't know.
We gotta be doing something here, MVP. Like,
yeah, I thought they were making commemorative discs for her, but
yeah, she's coming out with a fission proton. Or fission photon.
Yeah, that disc goes crazy.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is a good look. I just searched again. There are now 3 discs, and all of them are commemorative 4 wins in probably the past month. So that's a good feeling.
Well, how many wins did she have before that?
Couple, at least.
I'm curious if this just like it's her popping off. So they're like, okay, let's start pumping these out. Yeah,
I know she's won something. But
do you think if she wins a major, she's going to change her first name to Gold?
That is a
good question. Or
at least she'll look at Kristen and be like, "You're the Silva now."
Bro, imagine Latitude scoops her up, and they're just like,
dude,
"Yeah, we got FPO, bro. Don't mind us."
Bro, they're just good. They just have everything there. I can't find anything huge that she's won.
Or who makes the gold? Is it Castoplast?
No. Oh no. You're saying that yeah.
Like GULD?
Yeah.
Latitude does have gold line plastic.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Latitude's gold line.
I was thinking of like Castoplast Silva Gold.
Hey, they're all under House of Dis now, so anything's possible.
Yeah, bro, I'll go crazy. Who even knows? Yeah, no, that's impressive. I'd love to see her against Kristen Tatar in the future. How long does Kristen Tatar have till she's back? That's the good question.
I know I seen she is playing disc golf again. So I think shortly she'll be back in competition.
She's probably getting the feel out for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could. Yeah, she's not signed up for anything that I can see, but
Also, how young is Silva? Because she looks like she's like
I was actually going to look that up because
18.
Yeah.
she may be, man.
Because that's
She's just popping off.
She is 20, according to
she's 20. So that
this unit.
she's got
So potentially 21.
she's got that on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's got that on her. I mean, Kristen's what, 30?
Yeah, Kristen is
32?
older. She definitely
33?
started playing. Yeah, she's 32.
She's like, I was gonna say.
Yeah, so that's at least a decade on her that
Yeah, that is
she has
actually,
to
I
like
didn't
get
think about
to that point.
but that's
So-
interesting. I feel like she could almost be in that same like Gannon Burr style conversation of like, we're about to be watching this person win for
Yeah.
the next little bit.
Yeah. Scott, if she's back next week, that would be sick. Scott says he thinks she's back next week, but perhaps I can't see that for some reason. Who knows?
Yeah, I know she posted on Instagram that she had played a few round, like 30 something holes in a day. Seems solid as far as covering from an injury.
Yeah, definitely so.
All right, sick. Well, that is the Swedish Open. I think with that, speaking to like who's there, who's not, who's playing where, I would like to bring up a conversation more. I guess I'll just pose this to you guys as a question first, then we can talk about it. But do you guys think that the current layout of the tour, currently, I think we're feeling it the worst, being split between American events and European events. Do you think that is beneficial or detrimental to disc golf, the Pro Tour, disc sports in general?
How many tournaments do they have in Europe that like breaks up the Pro Tour?
1, 2, so 2 more, and there have been 2.
So Des Moines happens this week, but there's 2 more European.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Correct.
think they're messing up. I think they need to let everyone go to Europe and have like a full month or month and a half of just Europe and nothing really happening here except for like A tiers.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I don't. Well, I'll say this. There's a problem. I don't know if it would be better to be all stateside or otherwise. But anytime there's an event in Europe and you have someone who has the money to go to Europe early, they're probably gonna, because every pro that goes there says, I'm playing the most amazing courses I've ever played. But now like we said, we have Paul McBeth, Ricky Wysocki, Calvin Heimberg are all over in Europe, and they're gonna be in Europe for a while, right? So it's just leaving it wide open for someone like Gannon to just go like back to back to back here. Like there are still people who could compete against him, and there will be people who compete against him, but the big guys he's got to be worried about are non-existent.
Yeah.
Do you think, how many people do you think have contracts that like have a clause in there that like you, like the manufacturer pays for their travel to Europe?
Less than 10.
I feel like that should be something that's like in there, is like,
Yeah.
you provide travel for me to go over there at least.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part. What I was going to say is we don't feel it as badly in MPO right now, but FPO is like very apparent that, especially with the strength of the field being a lot of European women, but also a lot of the American FPO, it's just not worth it for them to pay to like take the trip outside of like European Open. I think the biggest pain point for like the viewer is going to be this weekend, where like Des Moines and what's it called? I think Krokel is this weekend, and they're like double coverage basically. So like you're going to have European coverage from 4 a.m. at FPO to like 11 for MPO, right into FPO and then MPO at Des Moines. So I think that'll be, I mean, on one hand, if you're like the biggest disc golf fan ever, it could be kind of sick where you can just have coverage, you know, almost 24/7. But I think it splits the viewership a lot. You know, I like to tune in, but I'm not watching four individual tournament rounds that probably take 4 hours to cover. I definitely think it's a little early. I think this is where like we're headed, but as far as like the full implementation, the piece that makes it tricky is the European events, you know, contributing Pro Tour points to where, you know, now you have this path either way. To your point, Matt, like Gannon can just, I mean, rake in some Pro Tour points right now if he can, do what he's doing and kind of dominate on the lighter field. At the same time, you can go to Europe and count on that being lighter field and kind of try to take advantage of that. But I think scheduling needs to be kind of rethought, and it's a little bit early for like the full tour implementation, because you can't say to like a Gavin Rathbun who doesn't have a manufacturer sponsor, like, if you don't go to Europe, you're missing a month and a half of Pro Tour points. Like, that doesn't really feel great either. So I do think it, with the growth of the sport in Europe and how well the coverage has been received, I think it's something that needed to happen, but also it's a little hard for not your Rickies and Pauls and Eagles and Simons that have, millions of dollars and can go live in Europe for a month and a half with no issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. With that being said, I had a big point to make here, and I don't even think I can make it.
Dude, sick hat.
Oh, thanks.
Just wanna say that is such a cool hat.
I got it from a buddy, man.
Special, right there.
Yeah, Taylor brings up a valid point here. Like, the points really become an issue. And like we saw last year, it sounded like it was a rushed decision to add points, and it really sounded like the decision existed because Paul McBeth was going to be over there. Now, I don't know if you guys saw Jomez put out like their Paul McBeth Effect series, or they're putting it out. And in the first episode, they talked to Jeff Spring, and Jeff Spring's like, yeah, it just so happens that we also are wanting to put points towards Euro events. And Paul happened to say the exact same season he was going over. And I was like, he seemed to say that they had it planned for like a year beforehand, that they were going to put points over there. And perhaps it was bad timing of the announcement, but it is a little,
I think the Paul thing, and also just in general, Prodigy owned, like, they had their European, Pro Tour that they were running that was starting to do very well. And a lot of like the European players were going back to like play those events pretty regularly. And I do think the Pro Tour saw that almost as a threat to like the middle of their season, and really wanted to get ahead of like, hey, we're all kind of on the same team. Let's just consolidate, versus just having this sort of rival tour in Europe that was pulling a lot of the Pro.
Yeah.
Because that's what they be doing. They buying Jomez, they buying tours. They're trying to make it all. This is the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
They buying Statmando.
Yeah.
Removing the stats.
Yeah, removing the stats. I can't find them.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw, it's actually hilarious. I think it was last week, Ulti World, the Upshot did, they had Nate Perkins on, and was doing an interview with Nate Perkins, who is a big part of Tournament Central, looks at stats all the time, like puts this together. And Charlie's like, how do you think PDJ Live's going? Do you miss UDisc, or, are you fine with PDJ Live? And he let out this long sigh and was like, man, I miss UDisc so bad. Like, PDGA Live is so hard to get like the stats ID to from it, and it's just like, I just laughed. It's like, man, can we get it back next year, please?
Yeah, the fact that we can't get, or I can't seem to find full season stats breakdowns for a player is crazy right now. But that's how it goes, man. What are we gonna do?
There it is. All right. With that, let's we've got some stuff. This is a new segment we tried out last week. I think we all really enjoyed it. This is a disc golf stocks. We are going to buy and sell random various topics in the disc golf world and make our case for them with no real bearing on stocks or actual money. But it's a fun time. I'm gonna randomly pick Matt today. We're gonna switch up the order. Last time we all did kind of a buy and sell in a line. I think let's start with what we're selling first. Let's get the negative out of the way, and then let's move into the. So Matt, kick us off with some.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I had two of these, and I'm trying to remember which one I want to use here. So my first big sell of the day, or I guess my only big sell of the day. This is tough. I can't decide between which one to use here. I actually can't.
Take your time, because I'm still thinking.
Yeah. My first big sell of the day is every single manufacturer trying to act like they have had some plan for the Clash tone technology, right? So Latitude just released that they've had a patent for this a while. Innova, their like guy, made a video about it like a week ago and was like, dude, Halo was just tone before tone was tone. He's like, we were trying to get to tone and Halo happened along the way. Like, Clash did something unique, and it's not perfect, but it's a cool idea. And everyone else is just kind of trying to roll around with that thing.
Well, I do think Latitude's also salty that like they had overmold lines and then had to stop producing them because of MVP's patent. So like they probably saw Tone and are like, we're trying to get something kind of similar, so we're going to start patenting this thing right now.
Now,
yeah.
What is Latitudes? Because the way I read it, it sounds like they're talking about a sock that you slip over your disc. That's what it sounds like.
It didn't sound exactly like Tone to me, where like Tone is like top mold, bottom mold fusion. Latitudes almost sounded like kind of like an overmold, but more of like, I guess, a texture thing just on the flight plate, and then the rim is super stiff. So it's not necessarily like the sandwich, it's still like flight plate rim, but it is interesting. To Scott's point, why now? Because Tone's been out for a while. I don't know. It sounds different enough to Tone to me.
It sounded like they were like covering, just like, you know, not Aerobi. Maybe it is Aerobi. The ring that has like no flight plate. Yeah. It's like they're taking that and just like covering it in silicone and like filling in. Which maybe they are. I don't know.
I don't know if you guys have seen the Cenis actually got reapproved, and they took the grips off of the Cenis. So I don't know why they're taking grip off one mold that already had like the little thumb pads, and then they're like, never mind, we're making the whole flight plate a thumb pad. I don't know. What are they cooking?
I have no clue.
Yeah, this is weird. If it is what I think it is, right? Where it's Clash, where it's essentially just Clash, which they're claiming it's not. That makes sense. You get the top of your flight plate is grippy. If it's not, and the whole outer rim is just a stiff, hard plastic, what's the point of making the inside soft and grippy? I'm not gripping the inside of the Frisbee. I'm gripping the outside. So that's my big concern. So
I wonder if they're taking, like I said, a ring, but not like the Frisbee ring, like a hard edge and then completely filling, almost like putting it in the mold already. So taking, I don't know, taking like just this piece and then letting the plastic kind of mold over both sides, so that it's like the solid, dense piece is inside the middle of the rest of the plastic. That way it is an overmold, but it's not overmolding the way...
Right, because the MVP overmolds, they like, the disc exists, right? And then there's like the heavier piece that's almost kind of inset.
Yeah, Scott, it's kind of weird that they're popping this out now, but they say they've got it since 2022. Maybe they've been working on it. Like I said, Innova literally just did the exact same thing, where they're talking about on their way to attempt to make essentially this plastic. They whoopsie daisy made Halo. Like, and the machine they were working on got them Halo, and now everyone likes Halo, and they're like in between there. So, I mean, I do think this has been an idea that's been around for a while, but it's interesting if Innova is saying they're on the same time frame as like what they said in that post. Like, Innova and Latitude were both thinking of it and trying to make stuff happen at like exactly the same time. So it's interesting on like why did that exist like that?
When did the Simon deal happen?
2 years ago.
2022?
Mm-hmm.
22? When he said, oh my God, I wonder if this gyro technology will make me be a better player. And now every single company
I don't know if
around
was
2022
more of if this overmold or gyro is going to make me a better player, or will $10 million make me a happier person.
Well, yes, but the reason he got to that is because they were like, we have the technology that can make you better. Yeah. And then he displayed it, and then every other brand now is like, we should do that.
Maybe
When
so.
are they going to start doing carbon fiber?
Hey man, I was throwing a Nova back in.
Yeah,
Did you see that they're CNC discs now?
Yeah, we were talking about that. We briefly
I
mentioned
don't like
it a while
that.
ago, but
I don't like that.
hey, Corey, order one. Do a review. You're the CNC guy, brother.
Which is why I don't like it. It's going to take forever. An
So-
injection molder just goes, and then you have a disc. A CNC, it's like, you're half done.
All right, Corey, what you selling, brother?
Oh shoot, I forgot.
I can go if need be.
Yeah, you go.
I am selling the thought process that you need to buy brand new putters in any given amount of time, because older
Ooh.
putters are just better. Just
I'm
beat up
piggybacking
the
off of that one.
The
You mean more
beat
beat
up
up
a putter
putters?
is, yeah, the better it is. I mean, just I feel like I've been putting with my alpacas now for like going on 2 years, and I've like every second round I'm like, wow, those things glide farther than I thought they did, and it's beautiful, and I love it.
What plastic is your alpacas in?
In blend is Nexus.
Okay. Is that? I don't think I've felt the Nexus. Is that like a
It's
slightly softer blend or what?
It's softer, but it's not like gummy. It's not like pliable, but it's got like enough tact where you can kind of like dig your thumb into it, which is so.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
I'm selling having 2 putters in your bag at all times
I love it.
Oh my
because
goodness.
you don't need it. Guess what? Do you really need a practice putt every single time you go out? No. Okay. You're barely making the putts during your round. You don't need to throw 2.
What
and
would
miss
you
them
say
both.
to Andrew Presnell?
Yeah, what would you say to my boy Prez?
He still won. That's I got you.
But he had to pay some guy to run 15 holes back or whatever, grab a putter, not even
is
legal.
true.
Don't even know if it's legal PDG wise, just snag
What
it.
was something
Yeah.
else? You know how freaking good I am putting with a nuke? It's the only way I can use that disc. So
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Matt, what are you buying?
I am buying zones, okay? And here's my reason why. Because every company acts like they're going to make some kind of slightly different disc to a zone, and they do something else, and then they turn around and they make a zone clone. Discmania, in Casey White's video today, we thought they were individuals who were like, MD5, it's like a faster A2 style, like whatever, just always go with that. And then we have the tactic that works, and then Casey White just pops out a disc that looks, he pulls it up. He's like, this is the new Discmania drop. He's like, I won't say what it looks like, but you would know exactly what it looks like. Inevitably, the pros just want a zone. That's what they want. And so every company's going to make some crazy close alternative to make their pros happy. That's what I'm buying.
You're not wrong. I am buying Sky Cash with the thumbs down. I do think the zone
didn't
is
like
like
that
the
one?
most imitated disc of all time. Well, maybe not of
Yeah,
all time
you're
because
wrong.
everybody wants a Destroyer too. It's
Destroyer.
just older. But the zone's getting there. I'll tell you what I'm buying. It's a guy that throws his own. Paul McBeth going into the European Open. That's what I'm buying. This guy, I'm telling you right now, is toying with us. He's joking around. He's like, oh, got you round 1, not showing up round 2. Oh, here's a quick 8 down on the back 9 of the last round. I'm just catching fire real quick. He's winning the European Open by 6. I'm looking into the future.
Yo.
That is my prediction. This dude's shooting 1090. He's winning European Open by 6.
Oh, my goodness. All right, brother.
I put the bet down on FanDuel.
It's
already.
crazy. It's
locked in,
crazy to
bro.
go buy 6. It's crazy to go buy 6 there, but hey, live your life. All right, Corey, all you, man. What do
What
you?
got?
all right, I'm buying beautiful wooded courses in the sense that the European courses that we're watching at right now, beautiful, amazing.
Undefeated.
I just went up north to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan for the weekend. I didn't get a chance to play any of the courses, but I was looking at the pictures on UDisc and I was looking at the surroundings. It is gorgeous up there. Like there's a reason that Michigan was almost the next Hollywood when it comes to like film and movies, is because we have literally every scenery that you can think of. And it's a lot quicker to do it there than to try and like go to Alaska and then go to here and go to California and do all of this. So just looking at the outdoors, we need better courses.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine having some of them be the, like ball golf style courses, but we can't do that everywhere. And we need to, I think we need to, either we need to figure out how the Pro Tour themselves can purchase land, or have someone invest in just property and just have a blank slate. So,
Corey, I'll be honest. When you started to say that, you said, "I'm buying beautiful," and I thought you were going to say, "I'm buying beautiful women," and I was going to be like, "What is he doing?
Where are you buying those at, brother?
that's what the Pro Tour needs.
That's illegal.
We don't want instead of having the announcers say, "Okay, we're on hole 5. Hole 5 is a par 4. It's 584."
DGPT
we're gonna have
girls, like
we're gonna have ring girls just holding up the sign.
That's crazy.
That's the actual buy. That's the actual.
That is
buy.
actual buy. Yeah. Unfortunately, it would probably work flawlessly.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
I know.
All right, that's our buy sells for the week. Unless someone has a tasteful third one they'd like to throw in.
No, just to Scott, who said I'll put $10 that Paul is not winning European Open. I will not be betting actual money on the take, but I want to believe it to be true.
I mean, he
badly.
believes it with every part of his being, but he won't be putting money.
But
on it.
I won't be putting any money on that.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna go into picks here, and we do have a little bit of a ratchet situation. We have Tyler, who will be submitting picks via Discord. He can't be here in person, but we do have him in a group chat. So we're gonna make some motion happen real quick. We're gonna debut only a little bit of Corey's hard work, and we've got the screen share live. So this will be Matt's decision on the order. So let's Matt, do you have a points update ready by chance? Because I absolutely do not.
Yeah, let me see here if I have the points update we mentioned last week, just to mention again this week.
Pretty sure I still have more points than Matt, even though he talks.
That is a fact.
Hey yo, bro, calm yourself. Why does this not? I don't know if this is accurate. I don't know who edited this, but it wasn't me. Yeah, okay. Yep, we got it. We're fine. Here. No, we're not. That's so incorrect. Give me a second here, fellas. Obviously, we're throwing for content.
Tyler, I miss you.
Miss you, Tyler.
You got to deal with this child.
Bro, I'm just... I need a image. I wish we sent less memes, unfortunately, on the group chat. Because it is
sorry.
We need to make a Discord channel that just has the link to the pics like 9 times in a row. And that's like lock it after that.
The issue was we didn't update this
ever.
We didn't update this from when I said it, so we got to jump to it. Okay, here I found it. So for reference, after this tournament,
which we did not have picks for, by the way. Just as a reminder, we did not do picks for.
We did not do Swedish Open. We did picks the week or for the week after. So Tyler got 4 points.
Big week.
Big week, and I got 1 point for my boy Kyle. So I think that brings. Okay, Tyler did some weird stuff here, boys, because I'm looking at my ranking points, and it clearly says that I'm looking at the preserve, but it has all the information from Beaver State Fling. So I think he just copy pasted, but then edited the point totals correctly. So Tyler has 22, Taylor has 19, Corey has 14, and I have 13. And I absolutely will be taking first pick here because I cannot be dumb as a box of rocks here. So I will take first pick. And for first pick, you'd be dumb not to. I'm taking Gannon Burr, obviously. He won last year. He lives like 15 minutes from this course. I think Griplock said I have to take him immediately. I did not think about order, though. So let's go.
You really needed to lock Gannon in.
I will take first pick, bro. And no one else is picking.
And that's it.
It's going to go me, Taylor, Corey, Tyler. So Tyler gets last
no.
pick here. So Taylor is next.
Okay, let me see here. Let me see who's playing. Calvin is in Europe, so unless he's flying back currently,
He can't be, dude.
I don't think he's playing.
Double jet lag.
Double. Okay.
Wait, do they counteract each other and he actually becomes better? Is it possible?
He goes back to normal.
I'm gonna go
He gets his
bold
forehead
here.
back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Simon Lasagna and hope he's actually playing.
That's crazy.
And I believe in him, and that's all that that's the only justification I need is I believe. So
Amen.
there you go.
I think sometimes that's all you need from my boy Simon. Really. Okay, Corey, who would you like to take? You could take Scott Stokely. Hey, shout out to Scott Stokely for somehow getting all of the old, what are those discs?
Hey, let's make this weird again. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I love this right now. We got Tone in 8 different ways. We got Ching disc coming back with the thumbs on top.
Crazy.
I've got 2 of the old ones back at my parents' house. I'm gonna go get here in a minute.
I'm gonna go with Carl Klein.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna send this screenshot over to Tyler real quick, just so he knows who's picked, and then we got Tyler on the clock right now on the NBA draft.
If he doesn't respond within 30 seconds, he misses his skip, his pick, and he's gone.
It's actually 2. He's on to his next pick after.
Yeah, that's just how it works, guys. Where I'm not doing anything weird. That's just the rules.
That's just the rules.
And we've never. Okay, okay. Tyler's first pick.
I was actually gonna
only
pick AB too.
I was actually picking Ezra Robinson. Tyler
Some
picked
dirty
AB,
picks.
Ezra Robinson. We're cooked.
Some dirty picks right there. I mean, AB's on a landslide right now, so it is kind of bold, but I do think this is a good opportunity for AB to come back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's up to our guy Corn Dog.
What happened to Des Moines last year? Was it were the conditions terrible?
I don't remember. I kind of forgot Gannon won last year. I think this is the Simon Lizotte playoff, right? The 5-hole playoff that Simon and the other guy had. Was that Des Moines, or am I just? I mean,
you're smoking crack, dude.
Am I
Gannon
gone off
Burr and
the-
Isaac Robinson. Is this
Okay,
the
I'm
one
gone
that was
off
only? This was only a 2-rounder. This was only they canceled it their round, so
Okay.
that makes a little more sense.
Speaking of Isaac,
Bro's taking him. Oh heck no.
well, a
Crap.
couple.
I was gonna go
Robinsons in
wild,
a
but I
row.
need some points apparently. So,
Dude,
See.
I'm coming to eat you up. Like, you better.
I could be selling for content here, but I'm gonna take Gavin Rathbun. I have a feeling that he's gonna do well this week. He's kind of that Midwesty kind of guy. You know, the big hitters aren't in the field. I have a feeling he'll do well this week.
even if they're in the field, he's doing good.
It's true.
Yeah, he's chilling, man. Okay, and then it's back to me.
Yeah, back-to-backs for Matt here.
There's a really risky one to play here, and I don't know if I want to do that. Give me Adam Hammes as my second pick. And then I'm gonna go absolute brazy mode, and I'm gonna go Kevin Jones.
Matt hates points. Matt hates points.
I hate points. He played here. He played decently well last year. He came 9th, so top 10. And he just had one good finish in him ever since he swapped to Innova. So
I realize I could make this much more legible for the stream. So I'll zoom in here.
Hey,
whoa.
Scott just said Alvin is
worksheet.
registered for Des Moines.
Yeah, he is registered for Des Moines.
He's wilding, man. He's wilding.
I think he's just registered for everything, honestly.
Guys, we not only can we share our screens, but we can actually zoom our screens. We're truly innovative.
we're in 2024 here.
Do you see us chefing this up?
Corey, should I take number 1 or number 2 in my brain?
Number 2, because that's poop.
Okay. Well, they're both guys that you pick every week, and I'm going to take Aaron Gossage.
No, you mother.
Coming off the dub, I think he's got some momentum rolling in here.
That's exactly why I was going to pick him.
I mean, you can have him. I'll take my other pick.
Who's your other pick?
Chris Dickerson.
Oh, is he playing?
Yeah, Chris is back, baby. We negotiate the first ever pick trade live.
Oh my goodness. Unheard of. Never seen before.
Never seen before. This picks.
It's up to you.
I'm taking Chris.
All right.
All right, we got Tyler on the clock.
Is it my turn? Oh, it's Tyler.
I was just filling you in. Your last pick is Aaron.
Oh, no, it's me. Yeah, Aaron Gossage.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So Tyler is on the clock here for the last pick and then the first dark horse, and then I'm going to scramble to figure out who is below 40th that is actually playing this event to make my own dark horse.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I got mine.
I actually also have mine, but I don't think he'll make it all the way to me. So should someone tell Tyler why no one took Calvin?
Do we fill Tyler in? I'm going to say he's bad.
Let's fill him in. Let's be nice, fellas.
let's let him take Calvin.
Bro's wife straight just popped out a kid. Let's give him. He's sleepy, man. I can't spell. Okay, he's gonna get ruined by my inability.
This is a plug for all the audio listeners on Spotify or Apple Podcasts to join in on YouTube and join the live stream where there is a screen being shown. It's not just typing, and there's a live chat that you can type in.
Yep. We would love to talk to you. But also, thanks for listening to us on Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah, what they said.
Taylor corrected me.
I got you.
All right, we're trying to let's see what Tyler is, what is he cooking up here? What is he chefing up for this one?
I like how this man said, I'm ready, and then didn't have the picks ready.
All right, he wants...
Liars in the chat.
Okay.
Is Benjamin playing? He is. Benjamin is playing.
Oh, he's in his Benjamin, not Ben.
Slap at the base, man.
All right, so then it is his dark horse.
What is he picking for dark horse? This is an important pick for Tyler here because some would say that if Tyler gets a lot of points this week, he could start running away with this.
Make some moves here.
He's the first to hit the 20 mark. Oh my goodness. Greg Barsby is his. And last time Greg popped the top 8, bro. Oh my gosh.
He's got the Barsby tingles again. I'm putting it in as the Barsby tingles.
Nothing made me madder than thinking I had the dark horse locked down. I don't even remember who my dark horse was, but they were like top 10, and I was like, easy money. And Greg Barsby pops at me off from 8th place. Gosh dang, bro.
All right, Corey Cornbob. Dark horse.
I'm going to go with someone who's not that far away from me. He grew up near Central Michigan University. Can you guess who that is?
No.
No clue.
Luke Taylor.
Okay, man.
Okay, that's one of my names. You guys are wild. Fresh off the diss track, bro. Silas Schultz has got some heat in him right now, dude. Got some motivation.
Yeah, but Drew's also going to be there, so I don't know what's
got some motivation to sell some frisbees, man.
Okay, and I will take Austin Turner. Played here well last year. I've said this about 1 million times. I just like Austin Turner as an individual, and it's clouding my picks.
Hey,
I know this.
Nothing wrong with that.
I know this. Unfortunate.
All right,
it's weird because he's awesome as a person. I just never. I don't know what he does at tournaments.
Austin Turner. Well, here's the thing. Last year, he's unsponsored, and he was somewhere in the top. Where's this guy's?
He's also just been playing a long time, man.
Yeah, he's been playing a long time
out there.
He popped in 26th place. Every time I look at an event for this, for these picks, his name's always within the top 30. And so then I'm like, why is this guy 56th place in the world rankings right now? What is going on? What tournaments am I not seeing?
I don't know.
For the aforementioned audio listeners, I'll run through real quick. Matt for the Des Moines Challenge has picked Gannon Burr, Adam Hames, Kevin Jones, and Austin Turner. I've got Simon Lizotte, Gavin Rathbun, Chris Dickerson, and Silas Schultz. Corey's got Kyle Klein, Isaac Robinson, Aaron Gossage, and Luke Taylor. And then Tyler via the chat has got AB, Ezra Robinson, Benjamin Calloway, and he's got the Barsby Tingles, Greg Barsby, in at the Dark Horse. So there's who you're rooting for. As always, I'll give everybody a reminder. If Luke Humphreys places within the top 5, I give Matt all of my points. So if you've got no horses in any races, you can always watch Luke. If you want to see me lose miserably, just pray for Luke to be in that top 5. He does a great job at getting up there and then not sealing the deal.
Squeak, it's sliding out there, bro.
He really likes to stress me out.
We are so many more tries, legitimate tries that he's had than I ever expected him to have.
That is true. I've been way more stressed than I thought I would be when I made that statement.
Yeah, I was like, that's funny. Maybe he'll like pop a top 10 at the end of the season, and it'll be like it'll stress Taylor out, and then it just goes back to back to back to back to back, which is insane. But hey,
awesome. Whew. With that, there's our picks. We'll go ahead and wrap this episode out. Say, as always, thank you to Foundation Disc and FoundationDisc.com, Foundation Disc Golf and FoundationDisc.com for putting us together, putting us on debate night to, be nerds about disc golf on the internet. And then that kind of grew into this podcast. So thank you to them for any of your disc golf needs. Check them out. And then, as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Join us here live Tuesdays at 7:15 Central, which is the best time zone to be in. I don't know why you think otherwise. Or check us out on Spotify and Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. And we'll see you next week.